Hello, and welcome back to another RiftGuides WildRift video, and for today we're going to take a look at Caitlyn. But first things first, let's talk about the runes. For runes you'll go for Lethal Tempo simply because it's the best rune for AD carries. You gain up to 100% attack speed from a single rune. Also, Brutal is a very overpowered rune that you always take on an AD carry. It's just too much damage for absolutely free if you go into the precision tree. The next rune you take is Giant Slayer. Giant Slayer will always be better than any other rune. Even in a single game where there's probably not even one tank, but the enemy has a support champion and maybe somebody that goes for overgrowth, they'll gain naturally HP, and then Giant Slayer is so much better. Even if it's just one support champion, you'll only struggle killing high HP or tanky targets compared to squishy targets. Because ask yourself the following. Do you struggle killing anyone sub 35% HP as a carry? If it's a squishy champion? Not really, right? So why would you take a rune slot that only has value when the enemy is basically already dead against you? So please, don't fall for the trap of Coup de Grace or Last Stand, because both runes are complete shit for you. The next rune you take is Alacrity. Here you can take Omnivamp or rather Bloodline, but Alacrity just feels way better because you're going for Vamp Boots and Bloodthirster. And for lane dominance, you just go for Bone Plating. For your items, you'll always start with Gluttonous Greaves into a Bloodthirster. After this, you can make multiple choices. In this video, I go for Phantom Dancer, into Infinity Edge, into Runards, into Mortal Reminder. But there are a few things you can do better. For example, instead of Phantom Dancer, you can go for the Magnetic Cannon or the Magnetic Blaster. This will give you even higher range and it will synergize with an item you'll build later, which is called Runards. Runards to this day is still bugged as an item, and it grants you higher range than you should usually have. For Caitlyn, this is very specific. If you hit an enemy with your third ability or he walks into your second ability, you usually gain range for that target, like extended range to hit that target, and Runards will apply that range as well and will hit people close to that. It's very interesting to see because it even works on close range targets that you hit with your third ability or your second ability. The overall range or scan range of Runards will be increased and you'll hit the targets in Narnia. And before you hop into this game, make sure to not go for Proto Belt unless you're really feeling yourself. In this video, you will see me die plenty of times because I have Proto Belt over Quicksilver or Stasis. So without any further ado, let's hop right into the video and see me die. Hello, and welcome back to another RiftGuides WildRift video. Today we're going to take a look at some AD carry gameplay by yours truly, and I'm going to show you that there's one item that absolutely breaks the game completely, and it's called Runards Hurricane. But now, let's talk about the matchups first. In this game, we are playing Miss Fortune and Senna against Caitlyn and Karma. There are a few things you have to take notice of. Number 1, MF has First Strike, which is normal, and the enemy Senna has Fleet Footwork. We on the other hand have First Strike and Lethal Tempo combined with Ignite and Exhaust, and they have Exhaust and Heal. Their lane has Natural Sustain with Senna. Most of the time, if Senna players are smart, they skill their first ability, then their second ability, then their first ability again, because on level 3, her first ability's value basically gets doubled, and the third ability doesn't really have any value during the laning phase. So you realistically only get at level 4 just to have it. On our end, we have multiple opportunities to play the game. The most surefire way of actually making it work is getting Karma to level 2. The reason for this is I'll start with my first ability, and on level 2 I can make a decision between my second and third ability. If I know that my Karma skills the root, and she uses the empowered root on the enemy, I can guarantee that my trap will trigger on one target and will allow me to gain another headshot for extra damage. On level 3, this can even be turned into a combo where I can utilize 2 headshots from my third ability, from my second ability, and my first ability for extra bonus damage. This is a very juicy combo which you can reliably use if you have any type of crowd control. For the other lanes, the enemy team has Kha'Zix, which is infamous for not doing too much in the early game, but basically needs level 5 to make something happen. We have Lee Sin, he does something early game. For some reason I have a Vi top, you know how it goes. Sometimes you even see interesting Yumi tops in GM nowadays, but well, we will not talk about this. And we have a Mundo. The jungle matchup is in our favor in the early game unless the Kha'Zix get ridiculously fed, and for top lane, the Mundo is just chilling. So basically we can win this game through bot lane without any issue, and let's take a look at how we make it work. Okay. As per usual, if you play bot lane, it's just very important that you understand where to put down wards. If you want a good laning phase, you place down a ward here, because it's just natural to have laning presence. Here, if we want to all-in level 1, we need to make sure that Karma has an empowered second ability, not an empowered first ability. The empowered first ability for a Karma is only about poke. Right now, I should swap target immediately to the center, because we blasted all our spells onto the center and the MF has bone plating. Right now, if this happened earlier, we actually brutally win the trade, and here we just basically waltz away. I have to keep my distance, and if the MF keeps on chasing, I have to exhaust her. So, nothing happened. I wasn't forced to blow my exhaust. I just want to make sure that this wave goes into the tower, will use my first ability, and now both of us will recall. So now, given the time of the game, being 40 seconds into the game, you will see that my movement speed towards the lane is massively increased, which is something you can reliably abuse before 1 minute ends. Or 1 minute passes. It's just so much easier to just reset on like a bad state and then just walk back, than to just stay there and waste your time. When it comes to laning, it's basically against them, it's just push priority. You also don't want to stand behind minions, because then otherwise you get completely blasted by the misfortune queue. So there are a few things we have to basically do when it comes to playing against misfortune. If you just take a look at the angles here, for example, if I was trading here and my support would be here, it would be terrible. If we play together, we always must stay next to each other. We are also not allowed to dance around this kind of area, because then the MF queues can bounce to us. And you already know this ability bounces in quite the interesting ways. And here, even if I get rooted, there's not much danger for me. My Karma can walk up and trade with me. There's not yet a timer for the Kha'Zix to do anything, and I have my trap. So yeah, but I know my Karma has Q and E, simply because the shield is on me. On a level 1 she used Q, so nothing will be happening in that regard, but we can still go for some chip damage. I get rooted, I place the trap so they can't chase into me, hit him with the first ability, everything is fine. Right now, as a team, as a dual lane squad, we need to always be on the same line when we want to play. Like, this entire lane is completely dependent on my Karma going for a root. As I said earlier, if she lands the root, this ability and all of my abilities will hit guaranteed. I'll gain 2 headshot procs and some target just absolutely implodes. But if it doesn't happen, I can just go for chip damage, but they have the sustain and things can get really bad for us very fast. He goes in, hits with a Q, but doesn't root, now starts to root, and now you see me place this down, cancel my E into the wall, and then completely one-tap the misfortune. This is something you can do starting level 2 if your Karma skills second ability. And even on level 1, she can skill second ability, and then she can place down the trap. I can place down the trap, or not even, it's not even required for me to place the trap. Like, she just roots the target, and my first ability will then hit the target guaranteed. Going for a play in the river, the enemy is low HP, I just deny one pathing from the enemy and I just keep on hitting them. Keep on spacing, keep on hitting them, deny their place, and just go for a quick, don't flash in, it's too dangerous to just flash in. Because, you know, there was somebody behind earlier, and depending on how fast they react, you just die. And we just play max range, we chill, and then we punish people for their mistakes. Now Ziggs is still rotating, losing gold on the map, dancing for fun, while we just get everything for free. Like, what is he trying to do here? Like, even if he gets the kill, like, I will still get the wave, get the level up, and my Karma survives luckily, but this Ziggs dies always, at all times, and I still get the cannon. Beautiful. But what this Ziggs just did, he would always die, regardless of what he's doing, he will always die. And if he dies and only trades 1 kill while the enemy is pushing mid lane, gets potentially playthings if she really wanted to, rather than running to the top wave, because she basically lost gold for going for that play, even though the Lee Sin was there. And as you see, like even in this small instance of Brutal actually dealing 332 damage in 3 minutes. But do yourselves a favor. You see again, easy root, easy combo, easy trap, so much damage. But then again, the enemy traded back so much damage too. Walking into the wall, trying to cancel it into the wall, didn't work as planned. Hey you, yes you, can you see this? So many people are not yet sub. Be honest, what's stopping you from subbing? Let me know in the comments below. But still, a lot of damage, but always be careful about Senna lanes, and especially with Misfortune. She has a lot of damage. The downside of Misfortune is she has barely any consistent DPS, unless she gets to hit multiple people and then gets resets on a love tap. But in this instance, it's just a typical lane. We can poke them out if we hit enough of our spells, and as I said, if we root them, we can basically one-tap them. But if that isn't possible, don't feel forced to do anything. Like for example, if your support doesn't know what to do and how to do it, don't feel forced to make plays and put yourself in a very bad spot. Like right now, I already have a lot of Vamp in my build, and I can literally just, you know, bully them on cooldown with my Karma's help. Unfortunate little ward here, and happens to us all the time. And Caitlyn, as a champion, especially paired up with a Karma or any lane dominant support, you take down towers so early. And it's so important that you start doing so. Now we have a Bloodthirst, and now the question is, what will my team do? And what can I do? My Annie seems to want to stay in mid lane, and they're fighting against a Ziggs. I can't really do anything. Like, realistically speaking, I can't really take down the tower unless the Ziggs is trolling, and now the Annie goes in, goes for a flash play, and I even keep my ult just to make sure that he can't escape. Like, maybe I'm allowed to keep it, and that makes life so much easier. Right now, we basically punish people all around the map. The enemy made a beautiful play of going for that mid lane play, and we just basically get the Ziggs and get even more gold. Now the biggest issue is the Lee Sin is on the wrong side of the map as we punish the enemy, so the enemy will probably gain the Herald for free, as well as the mid lane tower thanks to how much damage it does. Luckily, however, the enemy Kha'Zix doesn't want to win because he's going for Dragon, even though the Herald was absolutely free, and they should have all the information about this. So now, I just need to be damage control. I just need to make sure that this Kha'Zix doesn't reach my teammate, and I'm just able to go in and flash in. Now with the enemy being as low HP as they are, I don't make it in time towards the Herald. And there's nothing, like, my Mundo just died anyway, and I just rather help my team here because I'm just so much stronger than the enemy champions. Vi even comes delayed here, and I just focus down the tower, just making sure that we get this tower down. Like, I can't reach in time, and even if I reach in time, the tower would start blasting me, so I take the tower for the free gold, take the next mid lane wave, and then I can debate, do I want to reset? Or do I want to go for the bottom wave? It's just always a question of how you want to use your time. If I believe that my jungler will get to the Herald easier and doesn't even need my help, I will not go there, but there's a massive wave on bot lane. Like, we see the Kha'Zix there, so I'm more inclined of going there simply because there'll be probably a fight happening, and I'm so strong now I can win the fight. But if you believe that you couldn't win the fight, then you'd most likely just go for the bottom wave. Like right now, nothing is happening down there. My Karma goes in absolutely mad. I get my trap down, but not early enough, but I'm strong enough to just basically convert all of the things my Karma has done into kills. You see, support is a broken role. AD carries are just chilling. Like, you see, like all of the time, you basically have to understand when to chill and when to go in. That's the most important thing. And as always, pillage the enemy jungle. And remember the wave I was talking about a little bit earlier? Well, now we're going for it. We lost a few minions, we lost a cannon minion, F in the chat, but we're here. So much gold. Like, this gold here is basically, I think, 2 kills roughly. If we wouldn't miss any of this, right? But again, pillage the enemy jungle, go back to your waves, don't die for fun. You're better off missing out on a kill rather than investing all of your summoner spells and not getting anything. Your role scales with gold the hardest. The more gold you have as an AD carry, the easier it is for you to carry, because your role really makes things crazy. The damage potential you have once you have like 3 items is so insane. You have such high crit damage, and for whatever reason, like, okay, we need to talk about this. Okay, this Herald fight. Okay, quick quiz for the chat, for the comments. When do platings fall off, ladies and gentlemen? Is it 6.5 minutes? Is it 7:30? Or is it 8:30? What's your guess? Do you know? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you paid attention to the chat, you would know that they fell off at 7:30. So this Herald lost most of its value in terms of gold, making it not that much of a well-contested objective that you really need to have, especially with all the tier 1 towers gone. So personally, I prefer taking gold away from the enemy and completely disregarding this unless it's free. So me as an AD carry, I want gold. I'm a loot goblin. I need gold, I will carry. I don't have gold, well, I'm useless. So I get all the gold I can get. And if the enemy does any bad rotation, well, the gold is just mine. And here in this brush, I just chill here, hoping that the enemy AD carry might walk up to this minion wave, and then I'd be able to do something. However, she just doesn't appear, she doesn't care, because, well, she doesn't like gold. Or maybe there was a vault somewhere in Narnia. But she can't walk up, we have so much damage, we can just take down the tower, and there's nothing they can do. Also, this Poro Snitch thing is very annoying, and here we see a little trick. I place down this ward and hope that somebody goes to clear it and needs to go close enough, so I could have placed it a little bit better here, and then I just collapse on her and kill her. But I don't think I'm in range, so nothing will happen. I do some juicy damage, she summoner heals, so therefore she survives. Unfortunate, but the idea still kind of worked out, but well, the result wasn't the one we wanted to achieve. Now, you know, there's going to be a next wave, and my team is currently having some interesting ideas about mid lane, so we stay for a few seconds here. Maybe somebody wanted to grief for the ward. Sadly, nobody did, so we go back and buy more items. In this game, I went for PD second, simply because I really like the idea of having more attack speed and just brawling people to death. Alternatively, instead of PD, you can think about just going straight up more damage. In the sense of, i.e., if you have an enchanter that has Ardent, that's the key factor here. Or you can go for the Magnetic Blaster. The Magnetic Blaster will help you reach people further away, like, for example, the enemy Ziggs. Oh yeah, and there's something I have to mention. When there's a Kha'Zix, and your team wants to kill the Kha'Zix, the best thing as a Caitlyn you can do is ulting him. You might say, okay, but that's pretty much normal, right? You would always ult somebody that you can kill. But that's not about this specifically. Your ultimate will reveal him, even if he uses his ult. Like you see, he is stealthed, but we still see him because your ultimate reveals him. And that's something that's very, very helpful that you need to understand and need to know, because it makes life just so much better. Well, they got absolutely blasted, didn't they? And again, pillage the enemy jungle, Lee Sin yoinked the red buff away from us, and back to farming we go. Taking a good look if any enemy is around us, and we continue the farming. Placing a trap so we see the enemy when they go close enough, and just make sure to just always leave a trap randomly in the enemy jungle, especially in brushes, because it makes it so much easier for you to spot enemies on the map. Ooh, the enemy didn't have a stun. That's unfortunate. And allows us to just quickly take a look at what we can do. We get exhausted here. We get completely denied. Exhaust is just too powerful. Then we go back to pillaging the enemy jungle. You know, always do this. I can't keep saying this enough. Always take the enemy jungle. Right now, there's a lot of gold again in our pocket. We can play around our teammates. We are so strong, and we barely got out and got completely blown up. And here's something that many people always forget, and it happens to me all the time. So right now, in my brain, I completely forgot about Vi's existence because I didn't register that she was even there for whatsoever reason. Because the moment you lose vision of somebody in front of you, it appears like he's not there anymore. Like I snap back, I look at this here and see this, and then the Vi disappears into the fog for a brief moment, and then my brain is completely gone. Like somebody is here, so I think this is the Vi, right? I think this at the top is the Vi, but it wasn't the Vi, it was somebody else. So me thinking this is Vi, well, got me killed because then Vi appeared in front of me and completely exploded me, and I didn't even exhaust in time because I got so confused. Tried to flash away and tried to salvage everything there is, but, well, turns out I didn't salvage anything, my team got me. But yeah, when you play Senna, please abuse this to the maximum. Abuse the stealth mechanic, especially if you know that a person gets missing or just turns completely invisible in there and nobody has any idea if somebody's in there. The moment you're outside of this circle, you'll be shown as some of these like wraiths. But as long as you're inside and you don't attack or do anything, well, you will still be completely invisible. My team picking up the second dragon for free. As you see in this game, it really doesn't make too much of a difference having a dragon or not. And me, as a champion, I just go now and collect gold. Again, 80 carry, loot goblin, gimme gold. My Lee Sin, I'm sorry I have to take it, so you can have the little goblin, the little chickens. You might be like, but you're taking away gold from your jungler. Yeah, but he's a Lee Sin and I'm a Caitlyn. I'm a late game hyper carry and he's a Lee Sin. Yeah. Here I spot the Ziggs being overextended and I can briefly run you through the ideas here. So let's take a look at the map. We see 1, we see 2. We see 3. We have complete information about everyone on the map. We even saw this guy walk here. Right? So there's no reason for us to fear anything, so we walk up here, place a pink ward here, and if the Ziggs walks over this line, or even too close, he just dies. Okay, we can even get a better angle, jump over the wall and hunt him down. There's no way he can escape. And he's just gone. Nothing invested, just easily killed. Now we'll take the Gromp as well. Maybe we'll catch a Kha'Zix here. We still have exhaust, we have traps. He shouldn't pose an issue for us right now, but we still want to be careful and walk away from the wall. We briefly spotted him, and our team is running it down. We found... well, there's nothing to say. We just ran it down because the Vi appeared out of nowhere. Like, remember having a mental note of where people are? So we see all of these people. We see all of these people. All of them. So the next assumption would be the Vi would be coming from here because we have no information on her, right? We had somebody running here. We have somebody behind us. So there's no reason to assume that a Vi might randomly appear from Narnia Southwest, like this wall here. And if this Vi isn't here, funnily enough, we will be fine. The Vi being here is instant death, and the next instant death thing is having this. Against a Vi, you can either go QSS or stasis. The issue with stasis usually is you stasis on a point, they all gather up around you, like around a bonfire, and then you die shortly after. QSS allows you to deal damage, whereas the Vi stuns herself and she can't do anything anymore, because she'll still go to you, she'll still do her animation jumping up and down while you're walking away, auto-attacking her all the time. And then she's pretty upset, because the next thing you do is, as you walk away, you place a trap in her way, so even if she has Q, she can't hit you unless she has Q flash. But yeah. Quick little accident here. We get completely blasted. Our Karma walks up, tries to help us, probably dies in the process as well, flashes over the wall after rooting both of them, and is on her way to safety. Yeah, unfortunate. Okay, We are reasonably close to our Runon's Hurricane, and with a big wave on the other end of the map where it comes to Baron, we just briefly walk up there and pray that our Lee Sin isn't taking this. Brother Lee Sin, at least wait for us to be there to share the gold. Well, that was too difficult to let us share the gold, because why even share gold? It's free. We see our teammates are having some fun on the other side of the map. If there's a Kha'Zix next to me and jumps onto me, I just have to instantly press exhaust. Everything will be fine. Now I have my Runons. I see my teammates are doing something funky there. I walk to a brush and make sure to place a trap into the brush, and then I'm taking a good look at what's happening. I'm keeping max distance and just walking very close and relaxing, placing myself on a trap, so if Kha'Zix jumps on me, I just immediately respond to him by him being either trapped or instantly tapped by me. The enemy walks into a trap as I left it in the enemy jungle, so I ult him, and fortunately, because I left his trap there, he just got killed. You will be rewarded so many times if you do this, and there's just no downside to just leaving one trap somewhere in the enemy brush. The Vi again completely hates my existence. Like, look, I think she's dead. I don't even exhaust and she completely taps me. I'm like, huh? Like, why? She doesn't look at her items. She doesn't even have anything. She doesn't have plated steel caps. She has a she has a Trinity Force. She has defensive boots, and she has Starrick's Gauge. She has 2 damage items, and she just tapped me because I didn't think she would ever kill me, because I didn't think she could just combo me after ult into immediate demise. So yeah, next time, just exhaust. I have my Hurricane. My team is again having some interesting ideas about what is happening. I still have my Proto Belt, which I should swap up very soon. The enemy Y appears to have ulted my Karma, but she Zhonya's fast enough. Now, it would be very lovely to just simply get control around Nashor, clearing the wards, which is kind of hard if you have Runons, because you can't really, you can't really hit wards because it auto hits them. And now comes the big part. Okay. There's no reason to be afraid of losing this Nashor. I'm gonna tell you why. Kha'Zix, if he jumps in, if I place a proper wall here, will be in a trap. Him being in a trap means revealed. Him being revealed means we can completely annihilate him instantly. There's nothing he can do. He just dies instantly. So there's no point of ever leaving the pit at any point. Okay, we see something happen like this, and for whatever reason, our Lee Sin jumps out of this pit when this thing is at 2800 HP and a Ziggs ult is flying in. So what are we gonna do? If we stop attacking this, well, the Kha'Zix will just yoink it. Look, it just got popped. And we can't walk up because there's an MF ult. And now it's at 36 HP. And the MF ult got it. What is Blood doing out there? Yeah, we go for the consolation prize. We kill the Kha'Zix. We find the Vi. We kill the Vi because she chose to ult the wrong person. Now we see the Senna attacking a ward, not understanding that she's actually at risk of dying. We walk up, we Proto Belt forward, place a trap, jump over the wall, and completely kill her while she nearly killed us. And people say Senna is a weak champion. No, Senna isn't weak. Senna is very strong if you actually, well, at least try to play the game. And yeah, we killed the Senna, we are now back onto the map, the Kha'Zix is still alive, or alive again. We take the mid wave, always very important to take away the waves. We still have exhaust available. If he jumps us, he gets completely killed. Well, guys, we got the Dragon Soul. Cool. Is this going to change anything? Nope, nothing. If we see anyone walk up to us, we just instantly kill them. And as long as we don't get Vi ulted, we are fine. Like again, we should really swap to stasis or QSS, making our life a lot easier. And our teammates just choose to die. Like there's no way we can ever walk up into Baron or even should attempt doing so. There's nothing there's nothing to gain. We just clear waves, we are content with clearing waves, and then we clear the surroundings. And now there's something that I didn't know before. Protobelt procs this Veil, which means he takes less damage. If my Protobelt wouldn't proc this, my auto attack damage wouldn't be reduced, so take a good look. You see, he took less damage for multiple attacks because of this shield. Otherwise, he would just be dead. And I nearly got killed for this. Well, the more you know, right? Now we go over to the lovely chicken camp, trying to heal up, having our runes available. And taking everything we can, because we also saw Kha'Zix. We'll leave a trap in the enemy jungle probably again. There we go. And then we go back to the wave. Elder is spawning, we know where the Kha'Zix was, and we can just waltz down mid lane. The enemy's wave clear is dead, the Senna walks up, doing a glorious mistake, as I can instantly jump forward because I know where everyone was, and therefore am not at risk. Because I know Ziggs and Vi are dead, Kha'Zix was somewhere here, and only MF is alive next to that. So, this person just dies. And if the person doesn't die, she's very low HP. Nope, she just dies. Now the MF has to walk forward and probably ult the wave. There she goes. We get the tower anyway, and we completely annihilate her. We instantly exhaust the Kha'Zix and she just disappeared. But again, these plays without a Zhonya's very risky and cannot really recommend. And here we just space away from the Vi because she wants to ult us. Let's take a look into her eyes. She was bloodthirsty. She was just pathing really bad. But yeah, let's take a look at the Vi. Look at her. She wants to get to me. And if she pressed portrait lock on me, she would have ulted me and I would have died. But yeah, I just walk away. No reason for me to walk close. I ult. I'm staying at max range and I'm just continuously hitting. As an AD carry, if you have lifesteal, always, please always make sure to hit minions to heal up in the downtime. You never want to waste your time not hitting anything because it's literally free HP. So much more important than just AFKing. And overall, just make sure that you understand how to position in a fight, what to do, what enchantment to take. For example, in this game, QSS or Stasis would have been 50 billion times better, but sometimes you're feeling yourself and you just go Protobelt and, well, you die, unfortunately. And that's basically it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and come back for more RiftGuides content. See you soon.